Greetings. I hope everyone's day is well. We're going to get started here soon. As you see, this is part 3 of an aura session that I did the last week of September. I'm going to actually start off with a little bit of a singing bowl, and I won't make this too long. I'm really just going to be reading notes. Of course, if you have questions, you are welcome to put them in the comments section or even send them to me directly. But I will be starting off with a singing bowl. I would have gotten on last night. However, I do want to apologize because I did post it that I was going to get on. But I actually have felt some interference, so I didn't get on last night. So I'm here today, so thank you for joining me. We're going to start off with a singing bowl. Please share in groups for me, as this message is very important, as they all are, to help with greater understanding and self-awareness and healing and ascension, even notes on disclosure. A lot of notes in this part, as we are going to be sharing the opinion or perspective of a higher self that's actually from a different universe. So again, please start sharing. It's much appreciated. Singing bowls help with clearing vibrations, raising the vibration to a positive level, starting to clear any lower vibrations, frequencies, interference. You can use them in all sorts of ways. I even use them in my aura sessions. So we're always seeking clarity, healing, and the highest interest for all involved, the highest levels of healing. So I appreciate everyone and everyone for incarnating. This is a beautiful time to be alive. All right, so I'm going to get started. So as you know, these are the final notes from an aura session I did maybe within the last 2 days of September, where we received messages from one of the crystal consciousness observers that is presently right now orbiting our Earth as a satellite, basically observing the experience of the humanity Earth Ascension, basically to collect data in order to help people in this universe and in other universes, and also to basically help to make sure like some of the experiences we've experienced here on Earth are not experienced by other civilizations, planets, and other universes. So let's see here. Okay. So at the end of part number 2, again, this is part number 3, so you definitely want to go back and watch the other 2 parts, as they are very significant leading up to part 3. Aura sessions are very long. They are 3 to 5 hours long, a huge amount of healing, a full body scan, past life regressions. You could be taken to the future, the past, another dimension, another timeline, another planet, anywhere they need to or want to take you for your greatest good, whatever will assist you on your path. So at the end of part number 2, the body scan was actually completed by Archangel Michael, because the client, he had an issue connecting with his higher self. So basically, Archangel Michael did the full body scan. We worked together to remove the interference of the connection between the client and his higher self. And Archangel Michael confirmed that we can now move forward, and I thank him for his assistance and messages. So I then asked to speak to the client's higher self. So I asked the higher self to verify his name, which he did tell me his name, and also to confirm if he is his higher self or his oversoul. So he confirmed that he is his higher self. When we first began, this is my question, so I asked him, when we first began, we was taken to a city, a 6 density planet, before a war took place. So if you go back to part 1, actually, is where we're talking about this 6th density planet, where a war had taken place on that planet, and that planet was actually destroyed. So I asked, are you able to confirm where that planet was? So his higher self says, it would be near where Orion is now, but not necessarily as it is now, because it was many years ago, close to millions of years ago. So I asked, did that planet actually destroy itself? He replies, yes. Oh, okay. Yes, I'll accept your friend request. That's fine. So I asked, and what did he need to see and know about this planet? How will this help him now? Remembering the connection to old friends that are always there and waiting to see him. That was the response. So I asked, is it safe to say that what he learned from that experience may help him now with the current ascension? Yes, basically not giving up hope on this planet as a whole and knowing that there are still good people here. Yes, we also spoke to a black crystal consciousness that was from the 5th density and is here observing. However, that crystal could not necessarily remember where it was from. Did you want to share any information further about that crystal, where it's from, or its purpose in observing humanity's ascension? His response: it has been in place here as a satellite to Earth in order to observe human beings so that they do not destroy each other, so others may have a chance to have their own journey within this time period. Yes, since this satellite is observing our progress, I know there are some negotiations taking place. Many are wanting disclosure. I know it serves as a way to reveal information that has previously been hidden from humanity. Do you have any advice regarding our progress or a desire to seek disclosure? Now, mind you, this higher self that I'm speaking to is from another universe. So he is not from this universe. So he responds, some seek full disclosure because they are seeking validation from their peers. Some seek disclosure because they are unsure of what is hidden. Some seek disclosure so that their old ways of doing things will abruptly halt and they can change and escape their life as it is now. However, Buffy, you are funny. We are the good people. There's goodness in all. There's goodness in all. We just have to find it, wake it up, stir it up, activate it. So, however, so the higher self response, however, as the Earth is now, full disclosure would only cause chaos on Earth because too many humans fear the unknown. Too many humans bow to things they perceive as bigger than them or more intelligent than them without knowing who they are. They can easily be manipulated to see themselves as smaller due to their perspective and circumstance. So I'm going to say this again. It is important to know who you are. That is what self-awareness is. When you are healing, you are raising your vibration and you also recover your memories and you begin to become aware of who you are. And we understand why you want full disclosure, Jermaine. But I'm also reading. I'm going to read to you because the higher self explains this directly from its perspective and viewpoint of not incarnating through amnesia. So it's important to understand this. So for those that seek full disclosure, Earth as it is now, full disclosure would only cause chaos on Earth because too many humans still operate in fear. Too many humans fear the unknown. Too many humans bow to things they perceive as bigger than themselves or more intelligent than them without knowing who they are, because they do not know who they are. Like, I know who I am. I know who I have been. I understand all that, but it doesn't matter how many times I tell anybody else, because it doesn't matter who I am if you don't know who you are. You cannot know me truly if you don't even understand who you are. So this is the process of ascension, is to become self-aware and understand who you are and to reconnect directly to source. If you are unconnected to source, you do not know who you are, regardless of what anybody else has told you. It is about you understanding who you are with your direction, your direct connection to source. This is what we are here to do, to assist people in reconnecting to source and clearing interference so that they can understand, so that their higher self and oversoul can communicate and flow energy, light, and knowledge and healing through them. And that is one of the things we are doing by being here, is grounding light energy, light codes to earth. So it is important for us to become self-aware. So basically bowing to things, people, higher evolved beings, interdimensional beings, multidimensional beings, and believing that they're more intelligent than them. And that's a funny question when people ask me who I am, where am I from? Because it's like, well, what are you really asking me? Are you asking me like earthly where I'm from? Or are you asking me like where I'm from? Like, there's two different questions. So without knowing who they are, they can easily be manipulated to see themselves as smaller due to their perspective and circumstance. So I ask, my response, totally understand. Is that why many of us that are receiving information about this are being encouraged to continue to help others to heal, develop their awareness, and continue to raise their individual vibration? Is that why this continues to be encouraged? This is continuing to be encouraged by the higher selves, the oversouls, and other highly evolved beings, no matter who I talk to. This is what they're encouraging. Healing, self-awareness, activating. That's what needs to happen. So the higher self's response, yes, so that the chaos will be minimized once full disclosure eventually does happen. The cabal does not want full disclosure because the value of material things would diminish. So all the systems they have set up would lose value instantaneously. Question: but the full disclosure itself will not raise the vibration of humanity. Is that correct? Response: yes, that is correct. And how can you find out about past life? You're welcome to message me, inbox me. That's what we do. They're called Angelic Universal Regression Alchemy sessions. And plus, like, past lives are wonderful and great. They help a lot. But the healing is most important. The healing is most important because that's going to raise your vibration no matter what and how many lives you know about. If you're not doing the healing, if you're not clearing the interference, if you're not removing the entities, it is not raising your vibration. So that is most important, even though I love hearing and finding out and remembering myself even about my past lives. So I love it. So let me see here. So I ask, since the purpose is raising the vibration, the purpose of ascension is raising the vibration because that's what's necessary for ascension. Is it more efficient and effective to do your internal work in raising your vibration? Because if you do your internal work, external validation or disclosure is not necessary, or there's no attachment to it. Like it has to be done. Is that correct? Yes. So the next question, because I feel that's what I've received more than once, meaning from my guides and from my oversoul. That's what I've received. That's the same information they've been telling me. I and others that communicate with our higher sources, we do not need or seek an external validation or disclosure because we are already aware that there are multidimensional beings, correct? Yes. Now, for clarification, because we know that full disclosure will eventually occur, what are the benefits as we raise our vibration, as we heal, what are the benefits of full disclosure in the long run? Well, Earth will be open to the rest of the universe instead of under quarantine. So as many of us know, Earth is under quarantine because as of now, many believe that no higher intelligence exists higher than human intelligence outside of the Earth. So the awareness of searching for other intelligent life is shallow curiosity as of now. But as things progress in the future, the Earth will reappear in the grand universe as a whole. Yes. Is that another way of saying that the unity and self-awareness of humanity as a collective that is also necessary before disclosure and uniting with the multiverse? Is that correct? Yes. Question. And we still have some work to do, correct? Yes. Did you want to share anything about the library we were taken to? So in part number 2, we were taken to a galactic library. That was a galactic university in the 4th dimension. His response, yes. I previously went there on one of my journeys before I came to this area within this universe in order to see what this area in this universe had in store for me. Because I was looking for someone, and I spent many years there, but it was relatively short. The aura session was done at the very end of September. So what, September's got 30 days, so maybe like the 28th, 29th, or the 30th. I feel like a beacon of light, no fear, only love. Already well my whole life, honestly. Thank you. I will message you more about my past life. Yes. And just to be clear, like if you have a human body, a human vessel, you have entities, unless you've done a whole lot of healing. And it's best to get confirmation from your higher self or oversoul that you are free of entities. I've had very, very, very few people that's come to me, and these are even other healers who are free of entities. Even other healers sometimes may have 1 or 2, but even those, they like their higher self just gave them like an upgrade or a crystalline upgrade. Like there's always more integration, more healing to do. So let's see here. Okay, so he was looking for someone and he spent many years there, but it was relatively short. So at the Galactic Library in the 4th dimension. So my response, beautiful. Anything else you want to say about what he was shown? So his response, trust the memories that you've had when you felt most awake. Even if they seem to contradict this life, they do not. This life was built on amnesia, nothing else. Beautiful. He does have some questions for you. Can you confirm his origin when he first individualized from source? Is he angelic or starseed? Starseed. Thank you, brother. What planet or star? His response, the translation of that area in this universe would be of little significance in relation to what is known in his current mind. Question. Basically, we are unable to translate it into English. His response, because the relative distance and location of everything else would serve no purpose if it was known. So definitely outside of this universe, one of the other universes within the multiverse. Yes. We are so appreciative and thankful that he decided to come here. Is he a twin flame or did he incarnate with a twin flame? No. Did he agree prior to incarnating to a divine union or a soulmate? His response, he has been trying to find one here, but he is starting to realize that they did not incarnate here. So he did not agree to one before incarnating. No. I'm assuming, my response, I'm assuming that you will assist him as he heals and opens his heart chakra to attract a suitable, loving partner, correct? Yes. So then I ask, did he incarnate with a soul tribe, such as an animal or a bird tribe, or is he on an individual mission? There are other languages too. Yeah, but a lot of the higher dimensions communicate by telepathy or some other form of, they don't have language. So did he incarnate with a soul tribe or animal tribe or a bird tribe? He incarnated to assist another soul tribe who was friends, more so neighbors. What is the name of that soul tribe? The name itself is unfamiliar. It is more a small group who are separated by differences. He wishes to help them to come together again, but is finding issues due to conflicting emotions and perspectives. Is it a bird or animal tribe, or is it different? It is different. Beautiful. Has he already met the members from this tribe? Yes. What are some of the roles he has played as a soul in the universe? His response, mostly observing the experiments done on humans here from other species, so as to prevent what happened here from happening in other places. Seeing how an infinite mind can develop its own cages for no reason whatsoever, and the effects of cognitive dissonance on mass amounts of people, especially through government, tribalistic, or social groups such as religion and faith, or belief without evidence, living without reason, existing without setting a purpose. The point of coming here was mainly to understand how far a soul can go, or how asleep a soul can be and still give the illusion that they are awake. That was deep. I might have to read that again. But basically, to see the point of coming here was mainly to understand how far a soul can go, or how asleep a soul can be and still give the illusion that they are awake. And another way of describing cognitive dissonance, please. Holding on to a belief as if it is yourself and not being able to accept change based on new information. This holding on to beliefs and the inability to change when you are faced with truth, is this part of how the control system is maintained? Yes. Also, setting up figures of authority and programming in a way that doesn't question authority, so the truth can be in plain sight, yet it is ignored by the mind as if it does not exist. This ignoring, is it easier to ignore when you are disconnected from source as well? Yes. So I ask, help us to understand. We know that there is manipulation and deceit in a control system, a cabal. We know that they have influenced and pushed their ideas or belief systems on humanity. However, there's always a choice. Each individual has a choice, even if they are unaware of the full spectrum of choices, or that there is a choice outside of their belief system they were given. But innately, there's that connection that is always trying to remind you or awaken you to understand that you have other choices. What is your advice? Because awakened and aware, you cannot be controlled. However, the majority in the past has always given that choice away, not understanding that there was another choice. Okay, so this, I'm going to say this one 2 times. So, yes, so the whole point of the cabal is power through manipulation of perception, creating a false reality, especially language, so that you can control the will of others through the language itself instead of feeling, so that you can go against yourself by speaking things into reality that you did not feel into reality. Human language is created in order to bind, lie, and deceive, because things spoken do not have to be true. It is only true that it was spoken. So I'm going to say that again. So the whole point of the cabal is power through manipulation of your perception, your belief system. This is why there's institutionalized and social constructs such as schooling, education, politics, tradition, religion, all those things. Yes, spells. Creating a false reality, especially language, so that you can control the will of others through the language instead of feeling with your heart. And also, we talked about this a lot in part number 2. Part of why they put men or trained them to put themselves in the man box and not have feelings is so they can control you easier. Because if you were attached or understood your heart and you were healed and connected to source, they cannot control you. So if they put you in the man box, you no longer have no feelings. You cut off your feelings. You essentially cut off your own connection to source. And they can control you through your left brain thinking, knowledge, and your ego. So instead of feeling, they control you through the language so that you can go against yourself by speaking things into reality that you did not feel into reality. Human language is created in order to bind, lie, and deceive, because things spoken do not have to be true. It is only true that it was spoken. Beautiful explanation. Thank you. Very important to understand. So he says, he came in order to help those trapped life after life, chasing something that wasn't even them. And through empathy, I was drawn here. And I'm starting to realize no matter how many chances a soul might receive, they will still enjoy the place they find themselves in, because the words can be tools of deception, becoming actors, but not feelers, not knowers. So through curiosity, after having explored so many different planets, galaxies, civilizations, the Earth experience was seen as a challenge. And one of my friends asked me, what am I speaking on? Speaking on truth and Earth Ascension and the multiple universes. You might want to go back and watch part 1 or watch some of my other videos. I also have a YouTube channel. Let me see here. So this was seen as a challenge. Yes. Hold on for a second. Okay. So yes, we have heard that the Earth school or experience is definitely a challenging one amongst many civilizations among the universe or among the multiverse. Is the difference mainly the duality and ability to choose separation, or is it mainly the amnesia, forgetfulness to experience yourself as you are, or remembrance, or is it both? His response: it is both. There are other places like Earth in which amnesia is a part of the contract of manifestation, but here, more and more souls keep coming in order to accept the challenge without building anything substantial. On other planets and civilizations, the entire planet is one with Source. There is no amnesia in incarnation. There is a clear understanding that the body is just an avatar. And yet here, the majority does not know more than they believe. And more than they believe, do you mean their level of awareness, that they are more than their physical experience, than their physical body? They do not know things such as who they are, where they are, where they are from, where they come from, how things work. They simply believe things and create an illusion within themselves that lays on top of what is and filters out what is in support of what is believed. So the majority of what is cannot be seen by them from within, unless the conscious choice is made to look deeper within themselves. Because action does not require words, and yet words are given so much value within the human experience, even to the point of displaying intelligence, not realizing that the other animals on this earth are just as intelligent and do not need language, because language is a handicap. I noticed that many people like to argue over beliefs and concepts just to prove their chosen belief is correct. Turning within is letting go of the strong attachment we have to beliefs and at least asking Source, is what I believe true? Is it false? Does it need to be expanded? Does it need to be corrected? Does it need to be altered? But ask Source. So his response: everything has the potential to exist because time is only a tool to experience reality as it is here. On higher dimensions, entire timelines are experienced moment to moment instead of small movements of atoms experienced moment to moment. On higher dimensions, everything that can happen has already happened. It just needs to be observed through the fourth dimension. So in actuality, there is no truth. There is only 0-point awareness and experience. Each individual is Source experienced as a single expression in this 0-point of reality. In this point of reality, all experience of all existence is contained, but awareness is what the soul is. Awareness is what the soul is. There is no center to it, and there is no end to it, because there is no beginning. Time is only a vehicle of sorts to experience infinity. Yes, beautiful. He also goes on to explain again that his purpose for being here is to ensure that the game, experience, or matrix is fair, and to prove that souls do have the capacity to wake up or escape it. He states that he does have the ability to intervene after several incarnations if he felt that he was unable to wake up or to choose not to incarnate here again. But as he has seen in this lifetime alone, awakening is a choice of sacrifice in order to discard all illusion and all belief in order to find yourself and truth. Yes, totally understand. So even with the external manipulations, it is still very much within each individual's power to awaken to the truth themselves. Like you're stating, that's one of the reasons that we are here, the volunteers. As an example, to demonstrate how this process of awakening can be done, to shine our light, to start waking up those around us, to demonstrate that it is fair and that others can do it. Is that correct? Yes. You had mentioned the whole idea of incarnating and possibly getting stuck. Some believe that certain volunteers have been stuck in the Earth incarnation cycle, certain elders or Patal. I personally don't feel that I have ever been stuck. Do you have any information about that? Essentially, after death of the vessel, so after death of your body, all memories are regained. However, after a few lives of brainwashing, the soul begins to believe the brainwashing as them. So they reincarnate under one of the beliefs that they were possessed by in their human lives without needing to be tricked by projections of the false light or false hope in reincarnating, for example, to get rid of karma. Because karma is used as a tool of reincarnation with the weapon of guilt or shame. And those are self-imposed. They cannot be given to you. That which you are is what you need to sustain yourself. On the lower spiritual levels, negative entities need negative energy in order to be sustained. They cannot exist in positivity. That is why you see those who are in pain resent those that are in pain resent those who are happy. And those who are happy want others to be happy and content. That which you are, you want to make more of. That basic instinct is on all levels of existence. So there is a constant expansion of diversity because everything wants to exist as it is. It wants to see more of what it is. Yeah, we're going to get some more explanation on karma, but yeah, there's more to it than what is taught or believed here. Yes, to clarify karma, is it a more accurate understanding when we are transitioning through the room of the transporting of souls? So when your vessel dies, when your memories are restored, you go through a process or a room called the transporting of souls. And that's where you meet up with your spirit guides and you decide what you're going to do next. And you do your whole life review, what you've learned, what you failed at, things like that. So is it a more accurate understanding when we are transitioning through the room of the transporting of souls, when we regain our memories, if we did not fulfill our purpose, is it more a choice versus a belief that we have to reincarnate to clear karma? Response: it is ultimately a choice, but it depends on what they believe upon entering the room. Through the use of words and language, one can be convinced that they need to reincarnate, but they can also make the choice to leave that room and go somewhere else. But that is not the popular idea. So it is not a reality that is witnessed before transitioning. Another point to bring up, a lot of people, or a lot of spirits, I should say, also are afraid to go to the light. And we're talking about the true light, source light, because if you are healed, you're receiving information from your guides anyway. So you can't be tricked. The only souls that are really essentially tricked into going into the false light or to staying on the earth and being like, I guess you could say roaming spirits, or what people call ghosts, are those that are out of alignment. They usually die chaotic deaths. They die with pain. They have not been healed, so they're confused, and so they're manipulated and they're tricked. And also, a lot of times, those type of spirits also are fearful or believe God will not forgive them, or that they will be punished and things like that, because that's the beliefs in a lot of the big religions. So that wasn't discussed here, but that was discussed during another aura session. Yes, yes, yes. Us volunteers, we chose to come here regardless of what you think or what you want to tell yourself. Your higher self, your pure essence that knows all that is, chose to be here. There's no question about it. You agreed to come here. Okay. I also inquire about I ask, how's he holding up, and request his assistance to help our brother quit smoking. His higher self states that in order to assist him, pain must be accepted. Pain versus numbing. He states in terms of his current experience, he is existing in a toxic environment. So he uses it as a barrier to the heart and self-awareness. He states he will continue to assist him in further healing. I also inquire about a specific being he has been in communication with, which I will not name the name of this being. So his response, yes, that individual is somewhat of a lost soul in potential. In essence, an idea given life possessed by ignorance of not knowing what they are. And yet they are real because they created themselves as they are. However, this individual is not truly related to me or our client, and only serves as a distraction or another layer of the test. So basically, this being was trying to tell him that he was like part of his soul group and part of his higher self, and he's not. So I ask, an idea given life, are you referring to a thought form? His response, in a sense, of the reality that they have created for themselves, all is an idea given experience. But they themselves have created an identity in order to cope with an unfavorable reality. They are more so a fragmented personality, also on the spiritual plane. So my response, so you said a lost soul in potential. Would it be a fragmented or splintered soul created through trauma, where the essence was fractaled off from a whole soul? In a sense, yes. Question. So he is like a fragmented spirit needing healing to reintegrate with its original soul. His response. They are a soul from a different universe far away from this universe, yet thinks this is their universe. So the things they are related to are not what they believe it to be, because they do not seek any further clarification. So I ask, when our brother masters his heart discernment, will he be able to discern when these types of energies are insisting that they are a part of him or family? Yes. And even realizing that emotions can be projected onto the heart, even to give a false positive. So greater discernment is needed. Things that are true do not mind being tested. Only lies can be destroyed when they are truly tested. And so they fear being tested. Definitely a spiritual practice that is necessary for the earth experience here. He also wants you to confirm who the benevolent female is in his dreams. His response. That is the person he knew before this place. She fell down here before him. That is his secondary mission and is who he is looking for. So I ask, when you say she fell, Do you mean she forgot who she is or where she is from? His response, both, due to the amnesia induced by this area. My question, a truer idea of fallen is that the inability to remember and awaken? Yes. And I state, that's what I have felt before. Is that the true understanding of a fallen angel? His response, in a sense, yes. So I ask, can you please clarify who the shadow regalia is? His response, that is from the universe of the one we spoke of comes from. So I say, oh. And he says, they're from his soul group, a great distance from here. And so I ask, so will he understand when he listens to this recording that this group is not of the light or healed? He says, yes. I say, thank you. Can you clarify? He had mentioned that he may have seen me in some of his dreams. Have I assisted him in his dream time before? His response, yes, briefly in passing through one place to the next. I respond, beautiful. Can you describe the capacity? Was it in healing or teaching information? His response, more so as a guide in between different stargates in your translation. And I say, beautiful. Thank you so much. I then confirm if I am able to share this information through dictation publicly. He confirms that notes is preferred with the client's name omitted due to the cabal. And so then I ask, is there anything else you would like us to know? Thank you, Louie. Anything else that you would like us to know? And so his higher self says, do not stop moving forward just because comfortability sets in. Progress leads to true fulfillment in your essence. Without progress, you will be as you are without moving forward. So I thank him and honor him for deciding to incarnate here. I also ask if there is any further message regarding the ascension, as I am guided to continue to heal and assist others in awakening and raising their vibration. His response, ascension is primarily a personal choice. Things will not be open to an individual unless they open it for themselves. Most have yet to decide or even know that a decision even needs to be made to ascend or not. So I thank him and honor him and tell him basically how much we appreciate him. So that's the end of that aura session. Like I said, they are 3 to 5 hours long. It is not, it's really not that fun to dictate them, but when it's like extremely important information for the public, I will. Like any questions, let me see, I'll go back through here and read the notes here. So any questions about ascension, disclosure? I know people have different opinions and things like that, but it's important to also understand that our higher selves and oversouls certainly have a different perspective than we do. And considering they did not incarnate through the veil of amnesia, considering they know all of our timelines and possibilities, my personal choice is to receive information directly from source and know that they have my highest interest and humanity's highest interest at heart. So let's see here. Yeah, it's not even coming to me what NPCs are. NPCS. Do you want to put what that means? Okay, yeah. This is the most informative I've ever seen. Thank you, Richard. Mm-mm. Yeah, people are afraid to be honest, especially one of the worst things you could do is lie to yourself. That is one of the worst things you can do. One of the best things a soul can do is to develop and reconnect to source, to remove any interference from source. One of the things like I've experienced in my awakening process is the agreement to understand that all the things, pretty much everything I was taught, when I was younger, was likely not true, not accurate, or even a complete and total lie. So when you accept that and you're not attached to what you've been taught, then you are open when you go to source and allow source to guide you to truth or to tell you directly. There is nothing or no information or no truth that you do not have access to. But it is so important to develop and connect consistently to source. Source, your higher self, your oversoul, your spirit guides, ascended ancestors, beings of the highest light and love, highly evolved beings. It should be a two-way communication. It is not supposed to be where we're just always praying or thinking and we don't receive an answer. If you're not receiving an answer, there's interference or there's a belief system or something you need to clear. There's something that needs to be clear. We should all be receiving messages. And I'll definitely put my YouTube channel in the link. Yeah. What I can say about entity removal. Are you able, after a long time, and like after you've been healing for a very long time, to remove entities on your own? Yes, you are. However, removing them one at a time, because before, like right before I had my Earth session, I removed one on my own, was very painful. And I felt sick and like I was going to pass out. And I was just to remove one. And I called in the angelics. They helped me remove it. And I mean, it actually guided me on what to do and what to use and things like that. But that was to remove one. I would not want to go through and remove each of my entities by myself because the average person actually has a lot. I would say on average, which some people have a lot, I would say on average, people usually have at least about 8 entities. It's actually not uncommon and not a bad thing. Like if you have a physical body, you have entities because you've experienced trauma. This matrix is designed and situated around trauma because that's how lower vibrational energy entities exist. That's how the control system exists. So they purposely basically create a system to where levels of trauma and hurting each other is experienced on a wide scale. Now, because we are in the process of ascension and ascending, we're healing those traumas. And when we heal those traumas, we raise the vibration so that the generations and our children moving forward do not experience these traumas at all. But understand it's important for us to heal it so that it's no longer part of the earth experience. As long as we want to hold on to it, be angry, be mad, whatever, and we're not releasing it or healing it and literally giving it back to source, you maintain it in your vibration, in your experience. So like forgiveness and letting it go is very important. And it's not to say that they are like given a pass. They're not given a pass at all. Their higher selves, the universe, source is very much aware of what that person needs to heal. And even when you forgive them, it also helps them with their healing process because anyone hurting someone else, anyone causing trauma has been traumatized themselves. So they need healing. Anybody hurting anybody is self-destructive. The only thing that's going to help them is healing. That's the only thing. Is this slave master speaking or is this slave master or religion? Well, I don't have a religion, so I guess the answer is no. If I had a religion, it would be love, but I don't have one. Yeah, amnesia is strong with all of us until we start waking up, reintegrating, calling back in our light and our memories. As we ascend, our memories are restored, our gifts are restored, knowledge is restored. Yes, amnesia can cause you to reincarnate many times, especially if you pick up the belief systems here. Yes, we are extensions of source energy. Pain is fuel just like everything else. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're fueling and what you want to fuel. I definitely don't enjoy having entities suck my life force away from me. I know that you don't either. Let's see here. In the Kemetic stories, let's see. In the Kemetic stories, even if the pharaoh loses his life and all parts of his soul, as long as he has the Ka shadow left intact, everything can be regained. The story he's sharing today is similar. The shadow, why would you want your shadow? You want to heal your shadow. You want to reintegrate your shadow. So that might be slightly out of alignment, probably, to be honest with you. You want to heal your shadow. Thank you, Louie. Yeah, getting the right help, you definitely want to use discernment. Discernment is very, 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 very extremely important in the life experience. I do have a lesson on discernment on my YouTube channel. Again, I'll share that. Use discernment, use your heart, use how you feel. Your guides are always trying to guide you. They're always trying to guide you. They're screaming and yelling. It's usually us that can't hear them. Oh, nice to meet you, Liz. Yep, 15 past lives. And that's actually like not even a lot compared to the average Earth being human. So more than likely you're either angelic or starseed. Some of us has had less than that. This is my 6th incarnation here at the library. Sorry, I'm reading the next comment. Here on Earth, this is my 6th incarnation. Can you describe the library? I've been told I have been to a record-keeping place, but unable to read. There's multiple libraries and universities, actually. The one that is in session number 2, because this is part 3, you can go back and listen to, is at the 4th dimensional level. But I know there's like basically libraries and universities like all over this universe and other universes. Live in haunted homes. Well, there's really like energy and spirits everywhere. So yeah, like clearing your home is very important. Yeah, it is definitely not nice to get rid of entities yourself. Not nice at all. And sometimes that does happen. Sometimes we have loved ones that pass, and it actually helps to help you reconnect with Source more closely. A lot of loved ones, if they ascend, if they transcend, go through the room of the transporting of souls, a lot of times they will be appointed as spirit guides. But it depends, you have to feel, because not all ancestors ascend or go to the through the light. Not all of them are appointed as spirit guides. So you have to be able to feel and know if they are of love and light or not. How do you tell your intuition from your ego thoughts? Definitely check out my video on discernment for sure. But your ego thoughts really don't talk nicely to you. They're always telling you about how, they shame, blame, and guilt you. But entities do the same thing. They shame, blame, and guilt you. They tell you how you could have done something differently, how you could have done something better. You spend a lot of time regretting the past, like playing all these scenarios in your head. I could have did this. I should have did this. What if this would have happened? Or the future. Oh Lord. Like you just think of all these crazy things of how things can play out that, likely like never even happen. You just like, and then even the more time you spend in your ego, you actually start to attract or create these negative experiences for yourself anyway. But one of the best teachers I've read on like understanding and healing your ego is actually Eckhart Tolle. But discernment is very important. Could I in one session remove 6 entities? I can remove however many entities are present. And I do that with the aid of the higher self, the oversoul, and as necessary and as needed, we call in archangels. Occasionally, really for every session, I invoke dragons too. So sometimes, a lot of times the dragons help, but sometimes they'll make their presence known as well. Good night to those that have gotten off. Let me see here. Yes, we do have sessions where we talk about how entities a lot of times do try to convince, especially the volunteers. They try to convince the volunteers, as early as 3, 4, and 5 years old to commit suicide. They do that basically to put you back into the reincarnation process. Because as long as you don't awaken, as long as you don't activate, your light is not grounded here on the earth. So basically it's about buying time, stalling time. But as long as they basically make you feel like self-destructive, self-hateful, shameful, blaming, still in your trauma, they also feed off your energy. So yes, that's usually entities that make you feel suicidal or that you want to die or that you want to give up. So it's very important to find your balance, at least come to a neutral place and start healing. But understand that not all thoughts are your own. They're not. A lot of times we pick up on other people's thoughts, or they're even thoughts from other entities or entities within your vessel, especially your crown chakra. There is external sabotage. Of course, there's always like internal sabotage as well. But like I said, I talked about the cabal, the dark ones, entities. They don't want you to wake up. Like that's their purpose of creating trauma in the first place. That's their purpose of hurting you and hurting others and getting, family members and friends to hurt each other. That's their purpose of making humanity hurt and harm each other over and over and over again. But understand, at some level, and usually through manipulation and deception, they have tricked us into agreeing or believing that these things are necessary or that they're appropriate. This is one of the reasons why I never liked history in school, because I just knew or felt that this was not accurate, it was not right, it was not true, and it was not necessary. And all they were doing is teaching war. That's what they were doing, was teaching war, teaching conquering each other, teaching hurting each other, teaching killing each other. These are not things. If you don't want to recreate it, then why are you absorbing it and learning it and then believing that this is a necessary part of human experience? As soon as we stop believing that hunger and homelessness and war in third world countries and taking things from people and conquering people, as soon as we stop agreeing that this is a necessary part of the human experience, it will stop being. But one of the biggest problems is a lot of people believe, well, me as one person can't get everyone else to be loving or everyone else to stop, or that it's impossible and all these things. But all it takes is a few of us, honestly. It don't even take that many of us. The light is so much stronger than the dark. It only takes a few of us. It don't take all of humanity to agree. Those of us that are here, that's why the light workers are here. That's why the volunteers are here. That's why the angelics are here. That's why the starseeds are here. This is the first time in human history, in Earth history, that this many volunteers have ever incarnated on the Earth at one time. So it is up to us to wake up, but also to help those around us in Earth human beings to wake up and activate as well. They are on the ascension path. It is important for them to wake up and understand that they are connected to Source. They are not separate from Source. They are an expression of Source. So that is another reason. That's like our primary goal, just to help heal each other and love each other. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as meds, I've been on meds before. Then I started doing things to wake up because I knew I didn't want to stay on them. I refused. I literally prayed and asked Source, what is there for me? What can I do? How can I clear myself of this? How can I not take medication? And I received the guidance to do that. You can too. Of course, as you know, as a healer, I can assist you with that and assist you in reestablishing your connection to Source. If you have a disorder, disease is literally being out of alignment. You're out of alignment. Your connection to Source is interfered. That's why you have an ailment. That's why I had one years ago. So, all right. I used to talk to Archangel Uriel. Have you seen him or talked to him? Yes. Archangel Uriel is still around. Call on him. Call on him. You probably just need to clear some interference. But yes, of course, all our angelic brothers and sisters are still around. Yeah, we hear a lot in our head. That's why meditation helps so much. But also clearing entities from your crown chakra is going to help as well. Like if people have problems meditating, it's a high chance they have entities in their crown chakra that need to be removed. What of generational influence? My kids are involved too. Yes, that's why we're here. As we heal ourselves and clear our vessels, we heal the generational bloodlines. But it also goes back 7 generations and 7 generations because there is no such thing as time and space, only in the ability to experience our reality. So everything is now. So when you heal, you're healing your multidimensional aspect. You're reintegrating your soul fragment into your higher self and oversoul. Like that's the process of ascension, is ascending up the dimensional levels to eventually reintegrate with Source. Mm-hmm. You're talking about your mother and you almost died at birth. Yes, a lot of us are attacked at birth. A lot of us are attacked at birth. Some of those movies, like what's the name of the one movie? There's a movie where they were tracking that whole thing about tracking Yeshua. His angelic name is Yeshua, by the stars and knowing when he was going to be born, all that kind of stuff. They know when a lot of us are born. They attack a lot of us at the hospitals. And then we usually got to be rescued by our angelic brothers and sisters, just so that we are not killed as babies. Because, like, you really can't harm, damage us, or control us once we activate. But the question is, can you activate? Can you remember who you are? Can you restore your memories? Can you do your healing? Can you connect with Source? As long as you're disconnected from Source, they can traumatize you and feed off your energy. I was talking about I'm not sure what that question is. Sermon? I think you're talking about either a session or a video on my YouTube channel. But yes, I'll post my YouTube channel. Yeah, a lot of us are attacked. Like I said, until you awaken. Once you awaken, activate, and you come into your power, you can't be attacked. Like you cannot be attacked. Like when I'm out and about, when I'm at my home, whatever I'm doing, I radiate so much love and light, it transmutes other negative or lower vibrational energies and entities. So as a transmuter, you're radiating light and helping lower vibrational energy and entities to return to Source. You are healing them and returning them to Source. So even if you're out and about as a transmuter, as an activated and healed transmuter, those lower vibrational energies or entities that are coming to you, they will literally come to you so that you can send them to the light. They will not come to you to attack you because they can't. They will come to you to be transmuted, because the only way for them to return to Source is if a healer, alchemy healer transmuter sends them to the light. That is part of our agreement, is to send lower vibrational entities to the light. That's the only way for them to get there. A lot of them have been stuck or roaming the earth They don't have a way to get there unless someone sends them to the light. Like I've sent entities to the light where they are so happy. They've been reunited with their family, their soul aspects have been looking for them for a long time. So they actually appreciate it. A lot of them just don't remember. They don't even understand where they are. Some of them got shot, train accidents, all kind of stuff, stabbed. Like traumatic deaths is usually how you get stuck in the earth plane, wandering the earth plane. Oh, thank you, Brett. Well, as far as wisdom, I actually am considered in one of my, I guess, life incarnations, the goddess of wisdom and moral code. So yes, that's interesting. Thank you. So if anybody has any questions, put them in the box, message me directly. So thankful that you stayed up with me to listen to this. You're developing your direct connection to source is of the highest importance. We can assist you. We can help you, but even moving forward, even once I remove all the entities, you no longer have the confusion and chaos that the entities are trying to push onto you, but you still have your own thoughts. You still have your own ego. You still have your own belief systems. You still have to develop your own connection to source. You still have to master your thoughts. The only way you will be allowed to ascend to the higher dimensions is by mastering your thoughts. They cannot allow souls to ascend to a higher vibration that have not mastered their thoughts, because you create a whole lot faster. Your thoughts create almost instantaneously. So you have to master your thoughts. Mastering your thoughts is very important. So this is all about empowerment. This is all about remembrance. This is all about healing. This is all about support. This is about unity. We have to unite as a humanity before we are allowed to reunite with the multiverse. So if anybody wanted to know, are there UFOs in our atmosphere? Yes, there are. Are they watching us? Are they assisting us? Yes, they are. Did some of us incarnate, or a lot of us incarnate into human bodies? Yes, we did. Did we remember who we were when we were children? No, we did not. We incarnated through a veil of amnesia. Did we choose to come here? Did we want to help humanity? Do we love all of the multiverse and every universe and every planet? Yes, we do. We love you. I appreciate you. I'm so proud and happy and honored to be here, and glad that you chose to be here too. So message me. Love you. Have a good night.